Today we continue our journey through the Star Wars High Republic comics by Marvel. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to our channel, and go support the series by purchasing a copy of these comics. Chapter 2, There Is No Fear. The galaxy is at peace, ruled by the glorious Republic and protected by the noble and wise Jedi Knights. A symbol of all that is good, the Jedi launched Starlight Beacon into the far reaches of the Outer Rim. This new space station will serve as a ray of hope for the galaxy. Young Keeve Trennis triumphantly passed her trials and is now a Jedi Knight, but her master, Skier, is greatly troubled. Something is very wrong. We arrive on the Galactic Frontier. Keeve has been on dozens of missions before, but always as a Padawan. Now she is a Jedi Knight. She knows everyone will be watching and expecting great things from her. The Force is with me. I am one with the Force. Blah, 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 she thinks to herself. Behind her, Sarah and Tarek, the identical Bond twins, who, for all intents and purposes, share the same brilliant mind, practice sparring with their lightsabers. Skier calls from behind her, and she counts down to bring the ship out of hyperspace. By the Force, Skier exclaims. That is worrying, the twins say in unison, looking terrified. Wreckage, debris, bodies, the remnants of a ship who had sent out a distress call. It had barely been decipherable to Starlight Beacon. They reached the Kazlan system as fast as they could. It clearly wasn't soon enough. Keeve reaches out with the Force. I sense survivors, one of the twins finishes. Keeve could never tell them apart. Their sensors show that the main hull is still pressurized. They dock with the ship and begin their way down the docking tube, which begins to fill with thick green smoke. Rebreathers on, Skier directs the group. The Nile. It was clear to all of them who had caused this destruction. Keeve had never faced them, but Skier has, in the Battle of Kerr, where he had lost his arm. They split up. Sarah and Keeve head for the flight deck, while Skier and Tarek explored the rest of the ship. The smoke was so thick and stung, like falling into a wasp worm nest. We have read about the Nile, Tarek states, pumping ships full of gas before boarding, slaughtering prisoners. Skier's eyes narrow. Terror. Skier is suddenly back in the Battle of Kerr, searing pain as his left arm is severed from his body. Sarah senses the concern for Seer that Tarek is feeling. Keeve calls over her comlink. Skier, is everything all right? He tells her not to worry, to focus on the mission, to use the Force to push away the thick smoke blocking their progress. Well, have you found anything? Skier calls over the comlink. Yeah, you could say that, Keeve replies. Bodies everywhere. Death. Destruction. In the center of the flight deck, the remains of a hut, along with its crew, all slaughtered by the Nile. Keeve calls to Skier, a corpse of a hut. Asked for the cause of death, Keeve replies, take your pick. Multiple stab wounds, blaster burns. Plus, the corpse shows the first signs of nagnol poisoning, Sarah adds, a natural gas capable of disrupting ship sensors and fatal to even huts in large doses. No doubt the key element of the Nile smokescreen. Skier steps and hears a crunch. Some kind of crop. A barley, maybe? They wonder why the huts would be transporting grains. More than likely, they were looking to sell the harvest to the highest bidder. Many worlds are still suffering from the great disaster, Sarek explains. Tarek will scan the remains. A blaster emerges from the smoke. Click. Sarek's blade, Skier exclaims as he swipes his blue lightsaber blade to deflect the assault. Tarek flies back as he is hit by the blast as it spreads through the ship. Sarek groans. Sniper. Tarek is injured. Skier looks into the smoke. Came out of nowhere. Should have known they were there. Primal instinct takes over as Skier sniffs. Found you. Have to do this the old-fashioned way. As my ancestors hunted frisked wolves, Skier steps into the smoke, lightsaber ignited, a look of vengeance on his face. He looks down, seeing a discarded blaster, and droplets of blood. Haven't got much longer, whoever you are. Skier knows the attacker is close. Frustrated, he says, Why can't I sense you? The Nile assailant appears from above, coming down onto Skier with a large blade. Why? Skier yells as he slashes the Nile with his lightsaber. The body is severed at the waist and drops to the ground on either side of Skier. For now, the threat is gone. No, Skier says as he looks down at the remains. Rage overtakes the Jedi Knight as he takes his lightsaber and swipes at the body again and again and again. No, he screams. Keeve arrives at the scene, shocked at the carnage. Dank Ferric, was there no way to disarm the coward? Skier growls. Do you think he would be dead if there were? They contact Starlight Beacon, and there were no survivors. None, Skier replies. A Nile was left for dead, abandoned by his comrades. These animals have no honor. Avar scolds him. Master Skier, we must not demonize our enemies, no matter what atrocities they have committed in the past. Skier apologizes, promising to meditate on the matter. Maru, looking through data, adds, You were right. It is a form of barley, a key ingredient of Bacta. Keeve recognizes the term. The miracle salve that's replacing Rejuve. Tarek could use some of that. As far as we can tell, none of this crop has been recorded as stolen. We can only assume our Hutt friend purchased this legitimately. The question is, from where? Maru continued. Sarah, busy tinkering with the remains of a Navidroid, says, According to the Navidroid, the ship was traveling from the Sedri system at the time of the attack. Maru continues his research. A small system, 2 inhabitable planets. Sedri is 99% covered in water, but Sedri Minor is largely arable. A colony was founded 12 years ago, with little contact since. Then they're overdue for a visit, Avar advises. Skier, you and Sarat head to Sedri. Jedi Row and I will bring the Ataraxia to recover the Hutt craft. Skier tells Keeve to wait for them with Tarek. The Force will be with us. Sedri Minor. Children are playing in the fields as Skier and Sarat land in an opening among the crops. You are a Jedi, the children exclaim as Skier exits his craft. Yes, we are, little one. And you are not welcome here, they hear from behind them. They turn to face the alien. We need nothing from the Republic. This is an independent colony. Sarat turns as the alien continues speaking with Skier and spots a Rodian peeking through the fields. Sarat wanders into the fields, looking for the Rodian who beckoned him. Hello? Are you there? Do you require assistance? He calls as he searches through the tall stalks of grain. He turns swiftly as he hears rustling behind him. Hello? We are here to help, he calls as a large green tentacle rises from the field behind him. Avar has arrived at the wreckage and inspects the carnage left behind. Concerned about what Skier did to the remains of the Nile attacker, she asks Keeve, Has anyone else seen this? You should have told me right away. We would have stopped Skier from going to Sedri. I'm sorry, Keeve replies. I've never seen him like this. He was out of control. Just so much rage. No, I'm sorry, Keeve. Skier hasn't been the same since Kerr. I should have listened to the Song of the Force and realized he was... Avar turns as they hear a scream. Avar tracks down Jedi Venestra Rowe, who is tending to Tarek. It's Sarat, Master Chris. Something terrible has happened. Chris to Skier, respond immediately, she calls on her comlink. He answers. Is Sarat with you? Sarat? Actually, no. Where? He trails off as he turns toward the fields. His eyes narrow. Skier races into the fields. The alien calls after him. Master Jedi, wait! The blue blade of Skier's lightsaber slices through the crops as he calls for his fellow Jedi. He reaches an opening in the field. His eyes widen. What? A lightsaber hilt, half buried, is all that remains. Sarat, where are you? Please be sure to like this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel to follow along as we review the next issues of the High Republic comics. Thanks, and may the Force be with you.